Kathleen Kennedy, to coin a phrase from Ricky Ricardo, you got lot explaining to do. Yep, you've been busted. So according to this, a new Star Wars report is exposing Lucasfilm's lies about a Kevin Feige movie. So way back in October 2019, it was announced that a Kevin Feige Star Wars film was being developed. My God, 2019. Time is going by fast, y'all. Seriously. So it's already been 4 years since this rumor. But at the new Star Wars celebration, Kathleen Kennedy, the head honcho of Lucasfilm, is supposedly denying that this was even ever a thing, that nothing was ever being developed. But this evidence that's going to be shown on this article suggests otherwise. Kind of interesting that she's denying it for whatever reason. So in March of this year, the film was allegedly shelved, and it was believed because it was due to the MCU's president's time constraint, that Feige's a busy man. But after the Lucasfilm president made headlines announcing 3 new films at Celebration 2023, it was her denial about Feige's film that truly surprised fans. So we're hearing it was because of the time constraints Feige had, and now Kathleen saying it was never a thing. So what is it? What is it, Kathleen? Why must you lie to the fandom? I don't know. So this article asks, did Lucasfilm try to Jedi mind trick Feige fans? The two powerhouses of Disney. When asked about Kevin Feige's Star Wars film at Celebration, she seemingly denied its existence altogether, saying there was nothing ever got developed. Now here's the full quote right here. Kevin Feige's project was something announced in the press, or I suppose fandom, but there was nothing ever got developed. We never discussed an idea. As everybody knows, Kevin is a huge Star Wars fan. If he did come up with something, I would be all ears, but that's never really happened. So it's not an abandoned project. It just never really happened. So she's really denying it. Now, this continues on to say in his What I'm Hearing newsletter, Matt Belloni addressed the Lucasfilm president's claims of the film's non-existence, noting Kennedy actually received updates on its status. Among these updates was Loki and Doctor Strange 2 writer Michael Waldron signing on to pen the script, and who has since publicly commented on its progress more than once. As for Feige's film having been announced in the press or fandom, Belloni set the record straight on this comment as well, explaining that Alan Horn, the previous Walt Disney Studios chairman and CCO, is who announced the project. At that time, Horn acknowledged both studio presidents in the announcement, saying it made sense for the two producers to work on a Star Wars film together. So, a former chairman and CCO is even gone on the record of announcing this and giving quotes that were quoted in the media. Then, not only that, the official Star Wars YouTube show even announced Feige's theatrical endeavor to co-produce a project with Lucasfilm on the same week of Horn's comments. Back in 2019, The Hollywood Reporter stated Feige didn't just discuss his Star Wars intentions with Alan Horn, but also with Kennedy. But according to Belloni, Kathleen Kennedy was never enthusiastic about Feige crossing into that galaxy far, far away. And I think that's because maybe there's a fear of, I guess, competitive spirit between the two. Kathleen's in charge of Star Wars. Feige's in charge of Marvel. So, of course, it's two powerful figures, two colorful personalities that people would say. And that definitely clashes in creative environments. I've personally been firsthand witness to situations like that. Now, continuing on with this article, it says not only is he the most powerful creative under the Disney umbrella, as these freaking ads scoot up the thing, but her record starkly pales in comparison. Belloni noted that in the years following 2019's disappointing release of The Rise of Skywalker under Feige's leadership, Marvel Studios released 8 successful financial films amidst pandemic challenges, not to mention a string of Disney Plus series. So it's like Marvel's so much more successful than Star Wars, so maybe Kathleen holds a grudge. There's also Kennedy's record of behind-the-scenes issues, such as how Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy was rushed, Phil Lord and Chris Miller's mid-shoot solo dismissal, Colin Trevorrow's removal from Rise of Skywalker, and the astounding number of directors whose projects were announced and later canceled. So Star Wars has been in shambles. The most recent example of this Lucasfilm trend is Damon Lindelof, who departed Sharmeen Abad Chinoy's upcoming Star Wars film a mere month ahead of its formal announcement at Star Wars Celebration. Lastly, Matt Belloni noted that despite Kennedy revealing 3 new Star Wars films at Celebration, she has yet to confirm a release date, including Sharmeen Abad, I always mess up her name, Chinoy's, whose movie was expected to fill the studio's 2025 release slot. So Star Wars is evidently, movie-wise, definitely much slower than the MCU. Now, this goes on to give some previous info about Kathleen, I guess, not working or cooperating with Kevin Feige in the past. My God, this website is covered with ads. Like, look at this ad. Like, why do they do that? Why do they have it pop up like that? Expedia, you owe me money. I'm not giving you a brand deal. Okay, anyways. This isn't the first time fans have heard of the Lucasfilm president silencing Kevin Feige. In October of 2022, reports claim that Kathleen Kennedy prevented Feige from announcing Harrison Ford's role in Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts at September's D23 Expo. Reportedly, she didn't want Ford's MCU role to overshadow Indiana Jones 5, one of the few highlights from Lucasfilm's threadbare D23 presentation, which, okay, I could understand that. You know, preserve the hype for Indy 5. Kathleen's outright denial concerning Feige's Star Wars film suggests something more. Typically, studio leadership reserves rivalries and dramas for their on-screen plot lines and behind closed doors. However, Kennedy's bewildering dismissal of the MCU boss's film betrays that she's more aware of her fragile legacy than she previously let on. The question now is whether her comments stem from newfound confidence or growing vulnerabilities. I always tongue twist on that. So, yeah, who knows what's going to go on here. That's kind of interesting that she's denying it, even though it was previously discussed openly by Disney. I don't think that's a good sign. I think that's a sign of inner turmoil. I think it's a sign of weakness by Kathleen Kennedy. She's definitely been in the hot seat as of late. I mean, if Marvel's been getting into trouble, I can only imagine how much trouble Lucasfilm has been getting in as of late, especially with, you know, the new issues of projects being shelved, Mandalorian tanking. It's just been an utter mess for Kathleen Kennedy. I think she has to go. I think we need to boot her the fuck out, to be honest. If I was in charge, I would boot her out. Put Feige in. Fuck it.